Sticks and stones may break my bones, but the drugs won't hurt me, the drugs won't hurt me. Ex-girlfriend keeps calling.
Welcome back to Stickley Creations. Today we're going to be talking about the publication process on KDP. Last time we spoke about the sales that happened back in June of 2022. Today we're going to go through the actual process of publicating on KDP and how to upload your books. Okay, so the first thing you guys are going to do is you're going to create an account. This is going to be done on kdp.amazon. So you're going to press create account. As you guys are going to see here, mine just says sign in because obviously I've already created an account. So I'm just going to go ahead and press sign in. But once you guys are creating your account, it's just going to ask for your email, your phone number. If you already have an Amazon account that you use for shopping and buying things, obviously, that might just take that account. That's what happened with mine, at least. So we're just going to go ahead and sign in or create an account. And the next thing you guys are going to see right here is 4 different tabs at the top. You're going to have bookshelf, reports, community, and marketing. Right now we're at the bookshelf. So the first thing you guys want to do is you're going to press create. And then you're going to choose whether or not you want a paperback or an ebook. So let's say I'm going to do paperback. So I'm just going to do create paperback. And then this is the paperback details. This just shows the information of the book, details what the story is about, your identification number for your book. So let's just go line by line. Language, right now I have it as English because I'm in the United States, but the language can change if you're creating a different version of the book. So right now I'm just going to choose English. Your book title, I'm just going to do book 1 for now. Now, something that's very important when you're creating your books is you want to think about your SEO management. So this means you want to create titles that's going to be able to be looked up and found. So you want to create longer titles. It may not be as appealing, but these longer titles are going to help you get seen more on Amazon when people are looking for books. And I do this by creating a short title. So I do book 1, and then I create a longer subtitle. So this subtitle might be how to publish on Amazon KDP, right? So that just creates a longer title. It creates more words that can be searched. Now, the next thing we're going to have is series. Right now, we're not going to focus on a series. Series is just going to allow you guys to connect your books together, but just ignore that for now. Your edition number is just whether or not you've published the book before. Let's assume that you guys haven't published the book before because you're on Amazon right now, and let's say you're first-time publishers. So for the author section, you're going to enter the primary author contributor. So this would be your own name. For me, I did my own name. I just did first name, last name. But you can also use a pen name. Obviously, you guys might know what a pen name is, just a different name you guys might want to use to protect your identity, or else just make it fun, mysterious. There's negatives and benefits to having a pen name. So the benefits to having a pen name is you're able to release books without feeling that sense of pressure of having your actual name attached to it. But at the same time, if the book does good, then you don't really have your name attached to it, Like you're not gonna go to people and say, "Oh, I wrote this book," when your pen name is different. But it can help you have that confidence a little bit more to just release the book without people in your ear just telling you bad things. It just takes away that pressure. Aside from that, let's go to description. Description is something that's very important. Obviously, here you guys can see we have 4,000 characters. You want to use up a decent amount of the characters. I'm going to talk about it in another video, detailing it a little bit more. But what you guys want to do here is you want to create the description in an HTML format. So this HTML format is something that Amazon looks for, and it's very helpful within the search engine tool. So what I did was I used a free website that converted my text into the HTML, and then I copied and pasted it back into here. I'm going to show you guys that on a different video. Publishing rights, I would hope you guys own your own copyrights, but who knows, maybe it's public domain as this says. But you would select I own copyright. Now your keywords, you're allowed up to 7 keywords. These are optional, but I would 100% say go ahead and do it. You guys want to research the keywords that you guys are doing. These keywords, again, are going to help you guys rank higher. These keywords are going to help you see whether or not you're top 5 in children's book, top 20 in, I don't know, let's say gardening, right? So these are just kind of the different niches that you're trying to find and rank under. These rankings are going to be a big case when it comes to your sales because your book is going to be seen more and more. Now, adult content, pretty simple. Is it for adults or not? Yes or no. You guys are going to just click save and continue. So I switched it over to my book just to make it a little bit easier on myself. So now you guys are looking at the content. That's going to be the second tab up here. So you're going to get a free ISBN number if you're publishing through Amazon. Now this number is only going to be seen on Amazon. What I would recommend you guys doing is to get your own ISBN number, so then you can take that number with you guys onto a different website, because obviously this is print on demand. The nice thing about this is you guys can publish it on other websites without, any sort of legal contracts or anything. You guys can keep it on one site, keep it on another and another. This would be the same as doing a t-shirt design where you can post it on however many different websites you guys want to. This is really important. The ISBN number itself, I would hope you guys know what that is, but it's okay if you don't. The ISBN number is just going to be the identification number of the book. This is going to be typically a 13 number. I can share you guys the website that I bought mine from. I have to look into that a little bit later. But moving on, you have your publication date. This is just the publication date that if you publish for the first time, most likely you haven't published it for the first time, so you guys can honestly just leave this blank. You're going to have your print options. So here you're going to have black and white interior. You're going to have it with cream paper, white paper. Then you're going to have standard color with the white paper. Lastly, you're going to have premium color. And then you're going to have your size. Your size of the book is very important. You guys want to think about how you want your readers to view your information. As far as the bleed goes, the bleed it's a little bit complicated to explain. Actually, let me make it simple. So the bleed just means that when the book is folding, whether or not it's gonna go into its interior down the middle. So bleed is just gonna be how far the pages expand, right? If you guys want a deeper understanding of that, I'm just gonna click this. So setting your interior to bleed allows printing at or off the edge of the page. It is used to support images and illustrations. Most books use no bleed unless there's a specific reason to apply bleed. For me, again, I was writing a children's book, so bleed is very important to me because I wanted the entire page to be filled, right? I wanted children to be able to see the entirety of the illustrations. And then again, really vibrant, so I wanted to use that glossy finish. Your manuscript, you're gonna press upload, and then you guys are gonna choose a file. You guys can choose a document, HTML, RTF. Those are the supported files. Or else you can do a PDF. Personally, I did a PDF. I just kind of found that easier for myself. Now you guys are gonna have the book cover. Be careful before you guys do your book covers because the sizes are very, very specific. Please read on what the book cover size needs to be just to save you guys that time in the process. Now, if you guys are going to do book preview, it's just going to take you guys to what the book actually looks like. It's going to be a digital copy of it. And the real nice thing about it is you guys can actually set up the blocks how you want it to be, so that like page view, whether or not you want it to be side by side. So right here you have the 2-page view, and then you have the thumbnail view, right? So this is still loading, but the 2-page view is just going to be here. If you guys look at these lines right here, that's why the size is very important, and it also is why the bleed versus no bleed is important as well. So you guys are going to do thumbnail view, and I really, really like thumbnail view because it allows me to see completely what the book truly looks like. So I can see here that page 1 is going to look like this, and I get to see how the pages fold onto each other. For my children's book, I wanted the pages to go into each other for illustrations, especially this one down here. Once it loads, you guys can see that it folds into each other pretty nicely. So that's why the sizing of your images is very important. Obviously, not everyone here is going to be doing children's books, but I still wanted to touch that a little bit. Now, the final thing for this is the printing cost. So this is the estimated printing cost based on the amount of pages you have, the type of paper you want to use, and the finish. So glossy, matte, and then it's also going to depend on the size of your book. So this is my personal size, and depending on that, it's going to be $365 per book. And then if I click next, it's going to take me over to pricing. This is where I get to tell Amazon how much I want to price my ebook, how much I want to price my paperback book, and then I get to decide where I want to sell my book to and for what royalties. So the primary marketplace, again, I'm in US, so I'm going to click United States. Sorry. Territory, I should have said, obviously, you should click all territories. I mean, come on. You want to get your book to as many places as you can. You should not limit yourself to the different countries. As far as the pricing goes, that's going to be depending on you guys. Now, there is a minimum that you have to set depending on what size you did, how many pages, and essentially it's what Amazon is telling you is going to be their printing cost. So there has to be a minimum price point for you to target this. So for mine, I have to set it at a minimum of $6.08. I can have it as a maximum of $250, but the prices depend on the marketplace as well. So that being said, if I choose just strictly Amazon, I can do 60% rate, and that's going to give me a $2.34 royalty for each book sold. If I do expanded distribution, this is going to give me a 40% rate, and then it's going to be 35 cents royalty. This is assuming that my pricing is $9.99, which it is. Distribution is going to, the expanded distribution is going to take a lot away from your profits. But if your book is really good, it has the potential to put your book into other stores like Barnes and Noble and just a lot of different places. So just kind of keep in mind about that, of what you guys want to do. Personally, for me, I just chose to keep it on Amazon. I can list my book on other sites as I please, Apple, Barnes and Noble. I would rather just kind of do that myself, or else find a website that does that for me. I'll talk about that website later on, as I'm still researching it myself. That being said, you guys can see how the prices vary depending on location. The expanded distribution sometimes isn't offered in some of the countries. You guys can see Australia, Japan, Canada, India, Germany, just a bunch of different places. Terms and conditions. So terms and conditions is pretty much just saying you read everything. I'm not going to focus on that. You guys can read that for yourselves. But something I wanted to point out is when you're actually publishing the book, it can take up to 72 hours to publish and get listed on Amazon. Now, this part I really don't like about it because it doesn't allow me to truly know. So I'm just kind of playing a guessing game. Now, something that's going to help you guys know when your book might get published is to think about how big the file size of your book is, how many pages your book is, whether or not it has illustrations and colors, right? So the longer the book, the longer it might take to publish. The shorter books typically publish a little bit quicker. I don't remember exactly how long it took to publish my books, but this number is, it's kind of a guessing game, honestly. It says 72 hours, but it honestly does it faster. What I try to do is, because Amazon does not allow you to make pre-orders on paperback, I just had to publish it with a guessing game. So I tried to give myself about 12 hours, 12-hour window, because I was hoping that, okay, this book is going to get published within 12 hours. So I believe I had clicked publish at about like, I want to say 11 p.m. going into the next morning. I believe that I think it got published around 11 the next morning or 12. So it's kind of hard to say. It's just a guessing game. Ebooks, however, you can do pre-orders, but I'm going to talk about it. I know I keep saying I'm going to talk about it in a different video, but it's just already going to be a long video. I promise it's going to be helpful. But keep in mind, if you're doing pre-orders for ebooks, this may harm you more than it's going to actually help you. Because if you have less viewers, less people looking at your content, then they're not going to know about it ahead of time. They're not going to be buying it. Essentially, your book is going to be ranked as soon as it's available for pre-orders. This ranking, if people aren't buying your book, it's going to hurt your sales. It's going to hurt your ranking. It's not going to be good. Someone who already has a big audience, such as like James Patterson, he's going to have that big audience, so people are looking to see his books, and they're going to be buying it. Us, first-time publishers, that's not the case. So this can really harm you guys. But let's step away from that. What I always do, which you should do, I highly recommend you do, is request a proof. Requesting a proof is just going to be sending you guys a copy of the book, and then it's quite literally going to say like proof of copy or copy of proof, and it's going to say like not for resale. And it just allows you guys to see what the book looks like and allows you guys to make edits on it. When you guys are all said and done, you're just going to hit publish your book. It's pretty much going to ask you if everything's good, you agree to it, you're just going to click yes. And that's pretty much it. That is all there is to the publication process. I can tell you guys a lot more about the A+ content and all the listing, but it's going to be a different video, as you've heard me say countless times. But as you guys can see, it's truly not that hard to publish here. It's a really good way to get your book out there at the time that you want to get it out there with less restrictions. This is print on demand. As people order, the books are being printed. You don't have to store 1,000 copies in your closet, in your garage. Someone just clicks order, it gets printed, and it's all said and done. You guys create the account. It doesn't take that long, in all honesty. It's a pretty simple software to actually understand. The website is not that hard to follow. I really like the accessibility. It truly is not that bad. Other websites can be a little bit complicated. I find KDP to be very user-friendly. So I think the only thing I might have missed is when you guys are going through the publication process, keep in mind that Amazon has a lot of stuff that they have to add onto their actual page, from the book cover to the title to the description to the categories that you gave it, right? So some of these items may take a little bit longer to get posted. It just depends on what that item is. If you guys go through the guidelines, it's going to show you guys those exact numbers, the 5 to 7 days, the 24 to 48 hours. It's going to show exact numbers of how long things are going to take to get posted. Now, this number is going to change just depending on a lot of factors, how backed up Amazon is and what the content actually is. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know this video is kind of long, but it kind of needed to be because I wanted to detail some things that some other YouTubers miss. I know there's some things that were missed for me when I was going through different videos and trying to publish my own books. So I really just wanted to kind of share those things that I missed. If there's anything else that you guys might want me to do or have any questions, please leave it in the comments. Subscribe. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Thank you guys for watching this, and see you.